Shalom, giving all praises unto Yahweh Bashim Hashai, Bashim Kwa HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and all you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. The Baba body are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kwa HaKodash, giving all praises unto Yahweh Bashim Hashai, Bashim Kwa HaKodash. It's going to be a relatively quick video. We're going to go into the Red Hebrew Edomite being the people that you call European, Spanish, French, and many of the other Edomite nations that you have out there for the four corners of the earth that are ruling right now. And via their rulership, you've had a you have evils increase within the earth, right? You had evils increase within the earth, sin increase within the earth, and ultimately destruction increase within the earth, death, mourning, and the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shema Shai did that. The scripture talks about how the eyes of the Lord power upon the sinful kingdom when he was going to destroy from off the face thereof. Let's link it up to this article now. Obviously, with this not being a profitable kingdom and the ways of this man being exposed, he was going to do something about it. And this is where the order out of chaos comes into fruition. So you got a situation where the earth is dying. I suppose that's not the best way to phrase it, but the planet is not in a good position, right? The planet is not prospering, right? Underneath the rulership of the righteous, the planet was gonna prosper, but the planet's not prospering. The scripture says within the book of Isaiah, the 24th chapter, the earth mourneth and fadeth, right? The people thereof languish because the wicked are in rulership. So that's all to say this, right? They're gonna put things in place now to so-called control the chaos that they've inflicted upon the people. That's where I was going with that, with everything that I've just said so far. So this is part of that control, and we've seen this in movies before. We've seen these in films, and the film that comes to mind at the minute is the film Equilibrium, and you can see from the film Equilibrium that what was known as pre-crime. And they've got these cameras all over the place, and they got these AI all over the place where they could predictively call you a criminal. Now, the funniest thing about it is that he's the biggest criminal of them all. That's the funniest thing about it. But he wants to have a situation where he can point the finger and say, you're the criminal, right? He wants to play the victim, but really, he's the perpetrator of evils within the earth. He's the actual reason why everything is messed up, and he's going to put things in place to so-called fix the situation, but he's the one that's fucked up everything. So this is one of them things that they're gonna put out there to so-called control crime within the schools, and it's gonna be expanded onto other different avenues. They're gonna use this feminism thing in order to so-called pre-crime people on the streets, and there's not gonna be any limitations to what they're gonna be able to do with this, but this is all the chaos that they created, and this is the solution. So the article says this is Dallas school rolls out AI pre-crime system to monitor students' behavior. In recent years, he wants to be the Mosai, as we're going to see within the scripture in a second. He wants to be like the Mosai, but the Mosai waits for a person to go off first, and then he judges him. Right? This guy wants to judge people before they've even committed the crime. He's got a real God complex. Dallas school rolls out AI pre-crime system to monitor students' behavior. In recent years, schools across America, with the help of private companies, have been significantly ramping up surveillance. Why? To stop so-called crime. Who's the reason why there's crime within the earth? Esau, the Red Hebrew Edomite. Now that there is a big buzz about AI, it should come as little surprise that the peeping adults will increasingly employ AI to aid surveilling the children, and that's not going to be limited to just these schools. They're going to start off with schools, and that's how everything comes into play. It starts off sweet. That's why the scripture talks about how this man's got a forked tongue and how he speaks peacefully, but inwardly there's swords drawn, because he's always playing an angle. Right? This guy is always playing an angle. So what's the angle? The angle is to roll this out on everybody. The angle is out there to roll this out on everybody, and then they could do you with pre-crime. Okay, they could jack you up with a pre-crime, man, because this guy wants to be like the Most High. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 1. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the coming of Yahushua HaMashiach, by our gathering together unto him, that ye not be so soon shaken in mind, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letters from us, as that day of Yahushua is at hand. Let no man deceive you, for that day shall not come except they be a falling away first, and that man of sin revealed. So we're in a time of the man of sin being revealed. Right? All these iniquity that happens throughout the four corners of the earth is being revealed. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, all that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself to be a God. So he thinks he's the Most High. And that's why he's got these programs out here to monitor and surveillance the people, because the scripture says the eyes of the Lord power upon everything. So he wants to be like that. He wants that power. Right? He wants that power. Right? Because he's got that God complex. But he's going to be shown that he's not the Most High. Right? Pretty soon when you see Yahushua cracking them clouds, like Polite said, you're going to find out this guy was just a man. Right? This guy was just a man. He was a nobody. Okay? So hopefully that was of edification. You can see they're moving towards that totalitarian state, man. They're moving towards that Orwellian way of living. They're moving towards a way where you can't break wind without somebody penalizing you, man. Right? They're going to do you on the pre-crime for breaking wind. Anyways, I'm making light of it. I'm making fun of it, but that's what's happening out there within China. They'll do you for social credit points on that. And they'll call you that'll be like a crime where you're not the best thing for society, man. So that's what they're doing out here, man. Out there within China, and you better believe they're gonna bring that up out here within the UK, within the US, all over the place. The pre-crime, the AI cameras monitoring everything. This guy wants to be like the Most High. Okay, so I'm gonna say Shalom.